Hello everyone and welcome. I am super glad that you're here. I hope your day is going or was amazing. Today I have a bit of a story time, I guess, because in a previous video I mentioned that one of my dogs is from a rescue. She was from or is from Romania, and I kind of wanted to share some experiences with you. This is just my personal experience, so it's not like this is a must or anything. It's just personal experience I wanted to share. So we stumbled upon her through an animal rescue website, and I have to admit it was love at first sight. She has this kind of raccoon marking on her face, and I was immediately in love with her. So, so there was this woman who I had to contact, and she was gonna visit us, you know, how to see where the dog would potentially live, to see whether we would be fit to own a dog. And since we already had a dog, my other dog, she was perfectly fine. She asked me some questions and, you know, everything was fine and dandy. So we arranged to get her transported to us. She arrived in this huge truck with some other dogs who were adopted. She was a tad bigger than I expected, but it's always difficult to tell, you know, through pictures. So the first few months with her were kind of spectacular, or kind of exciting, if you want to call it that. She already listened very well to her name. She was potty trained. I don't know if you can say potty trained with a dog, but you know what I mean. She was house trained, I think it is. Anyways, she had digestive problems. You know, diarrhea, which really sucked because it went on for weeks, and she was a puppy, so it's kind of dangerous. So we had to go to the vet almost weekly, and it was exhausting for me and for her. But luckily, after I think it was a month, I think it was the first month, she got better. Everything was fine. But then we started to notice that she wasn't really too happy being around other dogs. You know, she did like my other dog that we had. She did like my parents' dog. You know, dogs she kind of knew. But every time we would walk across the street from another dog, she would completely freak out. She would start barking. You know, her hair would stand up on her neck, and she would just hang in the leash and just bark and you know, try to go after the other dog. It was very intense. Especially since at that time I lived in a smaller city where I swear the dumbest dog owners all decided to live. And I know that sounds really rude, but you know, since I knew that she was very reactive towards other dogs, I decided to only walk places where you were required to have your dog on a leash. But that didn't stop people from unleashing their dogs. And of course, these dogs wouldn't listen. You know, I don't have a problem when a dog walks past me that listens very well to its owner and doesn't come near us. But when your dog charges my dog, you please put him on a leash. It's not that difficult. So I decided, because I didn't know what to do, I decided to contact a dog trainer. Something I really regret. So the first appointment was just a meeting. You know, she met my dog, and she told me that every time we walked past another dog, I should grab her by the neck and just pin her to the ground, because you know, I'm the dominant whatever wolf dog, so I need to show her that she has to respect me. Spoilers, it's absolutely ridiculous and stupid. Anyways, out of desperation, I was really desperate. I did it. I didn't tuck her by the neck though. I kind of made her sit, and then, you know, let her lay down and just roll her over on the sides every time a dog walked by, which was already difficult enough because, you know, she was very reactive. So getting her to sit was already quite the challenge. But I started to notice that, you know, our relationship that we kind of had built up at this point started to suffer because of that. You know, she wouldn't trust me as much as before. And I remember that one time a dog passed by and I wanted to sit her down. She actually growled at me and tried to, you know, she didn't try to really bite me. She just snapped a bit at me, which was scary. So I made another appointment with the trainer and told her everything. Because, you know, I was very desperate. My dog tried to bite me, kinda, you know. So, out of desperation and anxiety, I just went back to the trainer and asked her what I was supposed to do now. She told me that it was time for my dog, you know, to wear a muzzle, which I did. She did wear a muzzle before, so it wasn't that kind of a mind blow to me. She told me that my dog needs to put on a muzzle, and that her dog, I think it was a Rottweiler, needs to maul her for a few seconds so that she will learn her place. And I was, you know, I was kind of baffled, and I was like, wait, what? She was like, yeah, it's not gonna hurt her, it's just gonna teach her a lesson. And I remember that I just took the leash from my dog, said goodbye, and just walked out. Like it was this small little garden house thing. I just walked out and never returned. I was like, nope, no, this is not gonna happen. Because this is absolutely insanity. I will not let my dog be harmed by another dog. And in hindsight, it was the best thing I could have done. You know, the best thing I could have done was not even listening to her in the first place. But, you know, when you're so anxious of owning a dog that is so aggressive towards other dogs that you plan on making walks during the nighttime, or so early in the morning out of fear that you see another dog, it's kind of like, you know, it comes from a place of desperation. So, yeah, what was I gonna do now? Now that I don't have a trainer, now that I don't have any help, or didn't have any help, we started to notice that she was very well food driven. Like, food was her everything. It was the center. It was the center of her attention every time. So we decided to put that to our advantage, and we told her to yield, you know, to walk close to me without any distractions, without any dogs. We did it in the yard, so yeah. And when she learned that, we did that on walks, and every time another dog walked past us, we would tell her to yield, and I would stand between her and the other dog so that she would have to focus or look at me, and it worked. And I don't say that it works for any dog or works for every dog, that every trainer is bad. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to, you know, share my personal experience and why positive reinforcement, in my opinion, is always the goal. Because ever since then, our relationship has gotten so much better as well. I wouldn't let her near new dogs if I don't have to, and I never have to, because I just tell the people to leave me alone. It works 90% of the time. But now I can easily walk past another dog, and that is something, if I would, you know, go back in time and told my younger self, I wouldn't believe me, because she was such a, I wouldn't say horrible dog to deal with, but she was a very difficult dog to deal with. So yeah, I still stand by the fact that I absolutely love her. I know that she didn't do it because she was evil or anything. Not at all. She probably was scared, or I don't know what it was, but it doesn't matter. It's over. She has learned that she doesn't need to freak out every time she sees a dog. It's perfectly fine. So I still stand by the quote of adopt, don't shop. And don't let this experience scare you or let you think that every rescue dog is like that, or every trainer is bad. Again, this is just some personal experience I wanted to share. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's not too boring. And thank you very, very much for listening. I'd love to hear your experiences. Maybe if your dog was a rescue dog too, or in general with your dog. Would love to hear some stories. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day or night. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!